6-57. Solve each equation below for y so that it can be entered into the graphing calculator. Letter A. X squared equals x times the quantity of 2x minus 4 plus y. So we want to get y by itself. There's several ways you can do this. One thing we could do here, because all we have is all of this quantity here plus y, we could simply just subtract this entire quantity from each side. So I subtract it from this side. I'm going to subtract it from this side over here, because this is like one value when you simplify it down. And we'd end up with x squared minus x times the quantity of 2x minus 4 equals y. That could be entered into the graphing calculator with no problem. Now, if you wanted a more simplified version, you could take it and you could distribute the x through here and just simplify the expression down. Let's see what that would look like. We'd have x squared. We'd have a negative x times 2x would be minus 2x squared. And then if we did a negative x times a negative 4, we'd have plus 4x. In which case, when we took it and we combined our like terms, we'd have negative x squared plus 4x equals y. But if you're just trying to get y by itself so that you could enter it in the graphing calculator, if you graphed this on your graphing calculator, you would get the same thing as graphing this. So either of those two expressions would work fine. Letter B, x equals 3 plus the quantity of y minus 5 squared. So we're solving it for y here, and y is inside grouping symbols, and there are no other y's in the equation. So the way I would do it is I would make sure I isolate this grouping symbol first, and that's the parentheses that are squared. So I'd subtract 3 first, and then I'd have x minus 3 equals the quantity of y minus 5 squared. Then we're going to need to undo the fact that this side is being squared by taking the square root on each side. So what we have now is the square root of x minus 3 equals, and then when you take the square root of something that's squared, we have to look at the absolute value of what's inside. So the absolute value of y minus 5. So we're going to need a positive or negative radical quantity of x minus 3 as this value here. So plus or minus the square root of x minus 3 should be what our y minus 5 should equal. And then let's just go ahead and add 5 to each side to get y by itself. So in the end, we have 5 plus or minus the square root of x minus 3 equals y. If you were typing this into the calculator, you can't type it in, though, as one function. You would have to type it in as 5 plus the square root of x minus 3. And then you would also have to have 5 minus the square root of x minus 3. If you wanted to type it into the calculator, you would have to put both of those in there. But if you're just looking at isolating y, this would be the expression you would end up with. So this is problem 6-57. Hopefully this helped answer any questions that you may have had. If you have more, make sure you ask your teacher in class.